So hey everyone, there is so much unanswered about the next Battlefield reveal that I want to tell you guys. Battlefield 2042 has been revealed, looking like a roaring return to a modern, near Battlefield setting future for franchise as DICE dramatically expand their multiplayer game, which we already know, to 128 players. Now this is really exciting news, but there's a lot of unanswered questions that I wanted to show you. Be sure to drop a like because there's a lot of things here that nobody's talking about. Will there be a rush mode? So far, DICE has detailed the 128 player mode of Conquest and Breakthrough that is set in all-out warfare experience. Alongside that is a tease for Hazard Zone, a mode that is completely 100% not a Battle Royale, and another mode from DICE LA that will be revealed at EA Play and Live and is aimed for long-term players. Now, I'm not sure what is aimed at long-term players, but I'm guessing, they're making, something along the lines, a game mode we always wanted in Battlefield 3 and 4. It will be for the veterans that, keep supporting the game even when it's bad. Even when it's at bad stages, they want to make sure that this is the best Battlefield game we have ever seen so far. Because if they make Battlefield 2042 pretty good, this means, the Battlefield could actually finally compete against Warzone and become a franchise. While Breakthrough is an evolution of Rush mode, there's still diehard fans of the latter. When asked it would be in the game, DICE Daniel Berlin brushed the question away instead of stating that the mode will not be in the Battlefield 2022. So we could be seeing a similar mode, but again, we do not know for Rush mode so far. So I'm guessing, brushing off, I don't want to say much because I'm just speculating here, but it could be very likely that we're getting something instead of the Rush mode by itself. Those two want a Rush mode. Will there be crossplay, cross progression, and cross-gen play? And crossplay is an all-rage these days, letting players team up across multiple platforms and play together. It helps keep servers populated, keeps matchmaking times down, and can extend a game's viability multiple years down the line. Then there's cross progression, letting players take their level up profile from one platform to another. For now, DICE are not yet prepared to talk about either of these possibilities. I'm thinking they're testing things, and this is just my own speculation. There was no outright denial, so it's probably still being tested. Will this work, One added wrinkle to discuss here that it's cross-gen game. Similar to Battlefield 4, the last generation consoles are limited in scope, scaling things back to 64 players maximum and with smaller maps, which is not a bad thing. People who do not have those PS5s yet, which are pretty expensive from those scalpers, you guys can actually play Battlefield 2042 at the same way everyone else can at a smaller player count. So that's really nice. The possibility of cross-gen play was not discussed during the Q&A. Is there going to be a free-to-play mode? So here's a bit of fishing expedition, especially Battlefield 2042 is a fully paid game, but this one is certainly with realms of possibility. When Call of Duty has the free-to-play Warzone and Halo is looking to make its free-to-play component free-to-play or multiplayer, EA could be looking to bring a game to as many people as possible. And a lot of people cannot afford the $60 price tag, even if they have, a strong enough console to run it. Maybe, someone can only buy a PS4 that's like $200 right now, and then the full Battlefield game is $60, which is, for some people in some countries very expensive. So obviously making it free would make a lot of sense here. What if there's an additional mode alongside the paid game that can be free? What if Battle Royale is developed and released separately instead of being thrown into package months after the fact it was for Battlefield 5? And, making, the Battlefield 5 actually Firestorm paid, or you had to pay for it, was not a good idea in my honest opinion. It was only a test, because that, you could either buy PUBG for that, which had a lot more content and a lot more updates. So the Firestorm was not updated, was just left there. There's nothing to share today, is what they said about a free-to-play Battlefield mode. Studio General Manager Oscar Gabrielson did acknowledge that there have been free Battlefield games in the past, like Battlefield Heroes. So what I'm guessing here is that, there's going to be a middle free-to-play game mode, and what I'm guessing is that's going to be the zone game. And will that be more weather events? So Battlefield games have gone all in spectacular level-changing events. Battlefield 4 in 2042 will be no different. So far, DICE has revealed a tornado, a violent weather event that rips out through a level, picking up debris, vehicles, people, and whisking them away. Great if you got a wingsuit and fancy relocating. The tornado seems to be able to spawn on any of the maps shown, and even in combination with a major specific weather event. So this is actually the next step in evolution. It can spawn anywhere. The huge sandstorm can roll in a hourglass map set in Doha, Qatar. It blocks out the sun, coloring the world reddish brown, but within that, the tornado can still rip through the neon light city else somewhere. Will there be other weather events? Of course there will be. Almost certainly, but DICE are keeping mum about what these are going to be for the time being. Obviously, we saw a lot of them. You know, maybe we're going to be seeing some sort of an avalanche. Who knows at this point that there's so many weather events there. And will there be an infantry-only map? So here's the bigger fishing trip. From the 7 maps we saw revealed for Conquest and Breakthrough, there is not, but these meat grinders are always, you know, for 128 players. That doesn't mean it's a design challenge that DICE can't overcome. DICE has only revealed the largest scale maps and game modes, but within these maps are different areas, clusters, and objectives that can cater to different style of gameplay. With Operation Metro Echoes, and it's certainly something that would require through the game's live service. Where are the other announced specialists? So we're going to be seeing a lot more of them. For the game reveal, DICE has only discussed 4 of the new specialists, and there's going to be a lot more. So far, there's been one of each assault, support, engineer, recon. So there's still, you know, going to be the classes we're going to be seeing. There's just going to be some sort of heroes, each with a specific primary gadget that is specific to specialists. So that means there's 6 more specialists to go, but we already know one of the primary gadgets or traits that one of these characters has, a wingsuit. As in previous games, all previous have access to parachute, but only one specialist will have a wingsuit. You know, that's really exciting news. Expect DICE to make a big deal out of them and others and to build up the release. And the squads are also getting, you know, a shake-up. We are seeing that a lot, so we're going to be seeing, you know, it's currently 4 in Battlefield 5, and there's been varying emphasis on having a squad leader that may or may not have extra abilities, and that would be really awesome. Having a squad commander out there would be super exciting. DICE could bring back the commander mode from previous games and so on. For now, DICE aren't saying, but we know one big change. Any player can summon a vehicle, not just the squad leader. Now, what is Hazard Zone? Alongside the 2 game modes, and I already talked so much about Hazard Zone, so I just want to say that it's going to be on EA Play Live on 22nd of July, and there is still a lot of questions so far. We can check over here on the official Battlefield page. We can check a lot about modes. Now, obviously, they haven't been saying a lot about the modes so far. We can see, you know, there's going to be Breakthrough, there's going to be Conquest, as we all expect them, and there's going to be Hazard. And we could check here, and we see all of the maps. Now, these are some beautiful maps. We have Orbital in French Guiana. It's a race against time and hostile conditions as you fight around the site of the imminent rocket launch. Watch out for both enemy fire and upcoming storms in the rocket. Whoa, okay, that's really awesome. That's, you know, that's really nice. Like, this rocket launch will happen. Then we have Qatar, and I'm guessing, you know, we'll get some desert storms. Fighting a city lost to desertification around it, massive dust and storms are constantly rolling in, blotting out the natural light as you battle for control of a convoy trapped in the shifting sands. We have a kaleidoscope in South Korea. Now, this one is my favorite. Metropolis in South Korea, zipline between skyscrapers and fight among the plazas surrounding the city's iconic data center. So this is like something we can do. Like, we can zipline down here. I'm not sure how many of these buildings can be accessed. I'm guessing this one is, and this one definitely is. This one could be as well, and this one as well. Just tells you how huge the map is, and it definitely tells you a lot of things. This is going to be really, really exciting. After seeing the trailer, you know, this is good news. And this one was really good. You know, Brani Island, Singapore, for tropical tornadoes and navigate through maze-like cargo containers, which is obviously going to be having a lot of flanks so far in this key trade location, vital to American supply lines. Then we have Discarded in India. So it's going to be all around the world. Like, this is going to be destruction everywhere. So if you don't like one map, you're going to be liking the 6 others, you know. Along strategic section of the India's west coast, colossal ships stranded on the beach are being stripped for parts. Fight among the hulls of these behemoths while adapting to deadly storms. Obviously, this map has a lot to show us. It only showed us a clip of what it is, but having 4 tanks fighting in here and actually, you know, this falling down, there's going to be a big storm, and there's also going to be, you know, the ship here actually being discarded or being destroyed, and Breakaway. This was such a beautiful trailer. Can we just talk about how the trailer was beautiful? But we're gonna be seeing Antarctica, and I didn't know if you could actually access this point, but it seems like you can, and this is what's gonna be pretty. Tread carefully in this dynamic map where oil extraction has turned the freezing area to a strategic hotspot. Take advantage of destructible fuel tanks and silos that create debris fields and permanent fires when destroyed. And just looking at this, I'm going to be looking into it later, but we also have Renewal in Egypt, a giant wall built to secure rich man-made agriculture areas. So it's going to be like 50-50 over here. Prepare for extreme conditions, deploy and secure the access points and massive gates in the wall. And that's all the maps we saw so far. I'm obviously they're going to be releasing more maps. At some point, we'll probably be having like 10 maps, but Manifest, Discarded, Breakaway, Renewal, these are obviously very big maps, and we haven't been seeing much of Renewal, but I'm really excited to see about this one because you can go inside the buildings. There's going to be destruction anywhere. Hopefully, you can break down the wall. That's what I would love to see. But seeing these maps, this is, massive maps. Like, looking at this, just looking at this picture, like, I mean, oh my god, like, this is simply too beautiful. What they're showing us so far, with the scales, it's the maps that everyone wants, it's beautiful map designs, and whoever made the trailer is actually knowing what they're doing, knows what the community wants, because the trailer we saw is just super exciting from what I'm seeing. And the maps in Battlefield 2042 allow for all new gameplay experiences with unprecedented scale and choices in gameplay. With an introduction of 128 players, each map is specifically designed to provide a unique experience that directly impacts strategy for you and your squad. Battlefields have multiple distinct combat areas housed in a single play space, and this extra space means variety and more meaningful vehicle gameplay. And this is what's really exciting to me. Like, some people are really gonna master the vehicles, so prepare your like rocket launchers, prepare like your robot dogs, because this is on. Like, I'm ready, and we're gonna be seeing Battlefield sooner than you might expect. It might seem like 4 months is a long time, but I'm just saying, with open beta coming up, we're so near a release. Anyway, be sure to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll keep you updated. See you next time.